I'm double honest to the elders of GMS and honestly brothers will be pushing the truth in sincerity. Right, we got this video up again from this dude, the so-called 14th Street Israelites, the so-called hard rock truth. They don't come out here week in, week out, hasted in a day like the scripture says, the scripture prescribes you to do. Now, as always, precursor, I don't know this guy personally, but we know what the scripture says is about, as pertaining to men, right? They're going to come up against the truth in a lot of times, of which this dude is coming up against the truth in a lot of times. How we know it's the truth? Because all the prophecies that the elders done said from way back when are coming to pass, man. Right? What these dudes are saying ain't pretty much when you watch these people's videos, man, they don't make no prophecy, man. There ain't nothing else on this dude's channel apart from GMS, man. Right? The only notion that you have, right, is to create is basically making videos up against the elders. That's the only thing you have, man. That's the only thing you have. Right, and if you're so deep, why don't you respond to the elders' videos as concerning the breakdowns of the and the tests and so on and so forth, man? That's because you ain't got it, right? That's because you dudes ain't got the truth, man. Right? You've seen the prophecies coming to pass. You've seen the mark of the beast coming to pass. You can go out in the streets any random day, rain, sleet, or snow. Ask any random person what the mark of the beast is, and 5-7 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you it's the RFID chip. Right? It's a damn shame that the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, don't know what the real, what the real mark of the beast is. Right? It ain't Christianity. Right? It ain't all of these other things that you think it is. It's the RFID chip, man. Right? When you look in the Greek, it's the word charagma. Right? When you just break the word, when you just break it down in the English, it's the mark of the beast. Right? But I'm gonna jump around. It's not gonna be a long one. I'm gonna jump around. Right? You see what the kind of madness this dude has been saying. Right?
Back on the scene,
right, where you been at then? Right, we see the elders and what he says at a certain point in this video, and I didn't watch all of it. Like I said, I don't know the guy personally. I know what you say is pertaining to the truth, and I know that ain't right, man. Right, and really, this video ain't for you, man. It ain't for your people, man. This is for the elect, right? They see the elders, right, and they see your videos, right, and they might, because at the end of the day, the elect is not going to get led astray, man. But they might get led astray, man. Right, I've been, dudes have been in this thing for long enough time to have seen guys like you come before, man. Right, these dudes come and go, man. I come up against the men, the men of GMS, man. It's just a demon, man. The Most High is going to execute all kind of judgment on you. But the point here is, right, if you're back on the scene, where you been at, man? Where you been at? The men you so-called say are a cult leader and so on and so forth. And first and foremost, right, a cult. Right, usually has a large number of people in it, man. This ain't no thing where everybody's gonna get into it, man. We know this thing, man. We've been pushing this word out there in the streets. The people don't like this, man. The Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans don't like the word of the Most High, man. Why? Because they, like the scripture says, right? Folly is state in great dignity, man. Right? I believe in this Hosea 4:6 where it talks about my people is foolish, they're softest children, man. The truth was supposed to be for a small number, man. Right? So if it was in the cult, where's the large masses of people that follow us, man? There isn't one. Why? Because this is the truth, man. This is the real truth. The real truth is hard, man. Right? Like it says in Hebrews, the 4th chapter on the 12th verse, where it talks about the word of the Most High is quick, powerful, sharper than the two-edged sword. Right, that's the word that comes out of the men of great millstone on down, man, from the elder Tahar on down, man, against the so-called white man, which is Esau, and all of the people on down, man, and including you guys that come up against the men of GMS, man, right, who are going to be destroyed, man. You are going to be destroyed, man, right? Because a lot of the things you say about us, man, you calling us rapists and all so on and so forth. I wish a nigga would call me a rapist to my face, man. Right, because that's some shit that sticks out here in this society, man. I'll punch you in your face for that shit, man. Right, and that's the things you say about the elders and so on and so forth, man. Which is bearing false witness, which is also against the scriptures, man. Ain't nobody out here raping little girls and raping women for that, man. We're just speaking the scriptures as the scripture says it's supposed to be spoken, man. Right, I'm gonna play it on.
YouTube, Steve.
Right.
4 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for the new day.
Yeah, nobody cares about that, man. Right, I'm gonna jump around a little bit.
I'm backing away from making videos on this group.
Right, as you should do, man. You ain't supposed to be. I mean, you ain't got the arms to punch with us, man. Your arms is too short to box with the Most High. Right, I'm gonna jump to just this little last bit, like it's a bit of rant, right? But the scripture says you gotta defend the gospel, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Right, this is 20-minute verse right here. Right, which is this the elders preaching on the word. Right, he's gonna make his his mediocre commentary in a second, right?
Yeah, a small sanctuary now.
Right. Because it's gonna be a small sanctuary, man. The Most High is dealing with a small number, man. He's dealing with a small group of people, man. Right?
9 and 10. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. Thou hast not forsaken them that seek thee. The Lord not going to forsake them that seek him. And Nate, see the thing that makes Nate wicked is that he knows the name of the Lord, but he denies that name. Yeah, boy, hey man, you know what? Let's put another curse on that.
Bear with it. He's gonna say he's bit in a second.
Did you hear these guys? Do you hear this? Check it out. You know why they hate the Black Conscious Movement? Because those brothers, they recognize Joel Hunter and various brothers,
Right, and first and foremost, that's not what we come up against. The so-called the so-called Black Consciousness movement, man. We come up against it because it ain't the truth, man. We come up against anything that's not the truth, man. Right, and guess what? The real truth, right? The minute GMS on down, right, which GMS is just a name, the truth will prevail against you. Your wayward philosophies down at so-called hard rock truth, right? The so-called Black Consciousness movement and so on and so forth, man. Right?
They recognize them in their videos and they deal with them. And the only recognition that Tahar and them got out of those interviews, the only recognition they got was being pedophile.
What the fuck? But like I said, man, you like any man who's gonna call me a pedophile, man. You better say it where I can't touch you, man. You better say that at some kind of distance where I can't catch you, man. Because that's a hardcore bearing false witness right there, man. You can call a man a liar, right? Right? You can't call him a thief, and you damn sure can't call him a no pedophile, man. That's some shit that sticks, man. Right? And he's talking about recognition. We ain't doing this thing for recognition, man. This dude. The scripture says if we was gonna go out there, whether they for hair or for bed, man. Right? That's how we was gonna be, man. Whether the man was gonna hear the truth, where ain't they gonna hear the truth? We was always gonna be out there, man. And what happened to you guys when when you saw the elders pushing the truth out there and so on and so forth? Where was you guys, man? Where was you guys, man? Your recognition and so on and so forth, man. Where was you guys? I still done seen the elders for 8 years and years, coming up the decade. You see the videos up on YouTube and so on and so forth. When the brothers post the videos around, right? But you don't see no videos of you, man. Where was you? Where did you come from? Right? Because wherever you came from, you better find that place again and put yourself back in there, bro.
Child molesters. And that thing went viral when they were revealed as pedophiles.
Right? Where's the revelation? Show us the revelation, man. Right, hard rock truth. So show us your proof, man. Because when we say you're going off from this, that, on the third, we show you the scriptures, man. right? And if you, to say a man is a pedophile in this kingdom, bro, you're bucking up against the wrong tree, man. The Most High is gonna destroy you for that shit, right?
Child molesters, and they can't get past that now. They can't get past it. So they're not known as men of wisdom, GMS. You know, they're known as the pedophilia camp, and they just can't get past that. And since then, that's why these brothers have an issue with those other brothers.
Right, and pretty much, you know, it goes into the fact that we're the only group that comes up against. You know, I ain't gonna watch the whole thing, and I didn't watch the whole thing, right? Because you know, to say something's a lie, you ain't gonna watch all of it. And select, right? Like I was saying, man, you know, this guy goes into the fact that we come up against all these different camps and all of that, man. That's because the scripture says we're supposed to come up against all of these different camps, man. Right? The scripture, you know, he goes into the fact that you know, all of their other groups come up against us, but they don't go against each other. That's because you don't have the truth, man. You ain't got first and foremost, you don't go up against them because you don't have the truth, right? And when you have the truth, you know that you're gonna go up against the people that don't have the truth. The scripture says so, man. Right? The scripture says you're gonna come up against these different philosophies, man. Right? And it's funny you pointed that out because the elders have been saying that from day, man. You dudes don't come up against each other, but you speak all kind of different philosophies, man. Right? One observes the lunar Sabbath, the other camp doesn't observe the lunar Sabbath, sorry. Right? And one believes Cornelius is an Israelite, the other group don't believe Cornelius is an Israelite. So you lot are full of shit, man. You're full of you know, well, that's what you should be called, man. Hard rock shit, man. That's what you're full of, man. Right? But like I said, it was a bit of a rant, right? Not so much scriptures per se, man. Right? And you know, we are the hateful group, man. Right? We're the group that people love to hate because people hate the truth, man. You don't want to stay in the society and carry on going, and you're gonna try to bring up, you know, any kind of thing of which, you know, I pray how I outside, you know, as a man who's Lord willing, a member of GMS, I stay in the truth, man, avoiding guys like you, man. Right? But pretty much, you know, with that, we sign up and say double honest to others of GMS, honestly, brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity, man. And you know, brothers. Keep on pushing this vibe, man. It's just a demon, man. Sorry, I'm stirring it a little bit, right? It's just a demon, man. Right, and he will go away. He will crawl back into the hard rock he came out from, man. Right, all of these different guys, man. Right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.